Don't make like a tree and leaf. We're going to talk about trees. The city of Las Vegas currently owns and manages 45,000 trees. We brought in the guy who oversees all of them and has heard every bad tree joke under the sun. Brad Daseler is the city's urban forester. As the urban forester, some of the things Brad does are work with park design, manage the maintenance of existing trees the city has, and run the tree nursery, which he took us on a tour of.
Sweet acacia. This is red push pistache, cottonwood. We have a couple different variety of oak. This black locust, which is a pretty uncommon tree.
The city acquires trees as seeds or saplings and grows them at the nursery until they are ready to be planted. Depending on what stage of life they acquire a tree, it can be at the nursery sometimes for 2 to 5 years. The nursery started out as just a few racks and has grown to have about 2,500 trees of about 100 different species. Brad tells us it's important to have a diverse number of species so that if a pest gets introduced, or if one type of tree gets diseased, then a big percentage of the population isn't lost.
In the park, so if like all the trees were pines and we lost them all in a 5-year time frame, like that would be terrible. So we try to buffer our losses by planting a lot of diverse species of trees, and it's good for us from an aesthetic perspective, a financial perspective, from a nature perspective, just to provide different resources to insects and birds.
Along with having diverse trees, another goal of the nursery is to grow quality trees. And they do this by growing trees from seeds or buying saplings from other nurseries. On occasion, they will also buy adult trees.
Sometimes with commercial nurseries, their objective is to grow a lot of trees really quickly. And we're trying to grow quality trees that are a good investment to the city. So we want to plant trees that are going to live for 50, 80, 100 years, not 6, 7, 8 years.
The city has plans to plant 60,000 more trees by the year 2050. This includes planting in spaces such as parks, parking lots, and along roads. One of the biggest ongoing projects Brad and his team have been working on is lining the streets of downtown with trees.
I think trees are important for people. If we want to live in a built environment because it's comfortable for us, but trees make that area comfortable. I don't think anybody wants to just live with brick walls and sidewalks and streets. Like, we want all these amenities, but I think trees make those places nice to live in.
Recently, Brad's team completed a job at the dog park at Children's Memorial Park. They went in and planted 20 fresh trees from the nursery, replacing a couple of diseased ones.
So we have some older trees and we have some younger trees, and so we're kind of planning for the continuation of the canopy, and that's what we're hoping to do in all of the parks.
So take a breath of fresh air. This project is just one example of ones happening across the city that are a part of the effort to plant those 60,000 trees.
If we made no kind of effort towards replanting and maintaining, the number is going to continue to dwindle. Like, they're an asset that require constant management and maintenance and inputs. We have to constantly work at that. And I think if we're not investing in that, it's a less hospitable place to live. The desert. I think what we're doing has a positive impact on the community. I think people appreciate what we're doing. It's not going to be like a light switch where all of a sudden the whole city is shaded, but we're going to continue to work at it, and hopefully over time we get a good result.